Well, Tuesday is mostly known as the most productive day of the working week, according to a survey, and that survey is from accountants.
That makes it a day when you give 100% or even more into everything you embark on, from the tiniest of things to even the larger projects.
That's right. And you know, of course, we have a full package for you guys today on the show, so stay tuned. Yeah, there's a lot.
Now that we're in full swing, let's not dilly, let's not dally. My name is Kintyre Onyison.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. Stream live with us at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
You can also connect with us by sending in comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all the social media platforms.
Now, it's important for you to remember that our app is available for download in any Android or iOS store to watch us on your mobile devices from absolutely anywhere in the world.
So let's start off the show. Now, Tokwe has been looking very, very pretty in the kitchen. Like as if she's about to bust a move there. I love the hair, by the way.
Thanks, Titi. Good morning, Titi. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
All right, so...
Okay, let's start off the show.
Yeah, we have quite a bit to do, and we will start by celebrating our viewers, right?
Yes, that's true.
Our first musical performance will have Afrobeat artist and songwriter Lolly P.
And then, of course, for the latest in the world of entertainment, stick around for local and international updates.
And on health, we have Dr. Maimuna Yusuf Kadri, a dynamic neuropsychiatrist, back in the studio. And it's all about postpartum depression.
That's a big one. Gospel musician Glory will be joining us for a chit-chat and a performance, of course.
There's no mountain too great. Hear these words and
Aguana Stella is the creative art director of DTW Jewelry. She'll be showing us how to clean and maintain our jewelry.
And on parenting today, we have the founder of Fab Mom NG, Jane, and she'll be running us through some more things to learn. Yeah.
Afrobeat DJ and media personality DJ Nana has been a DJ since 2009 and has played at the biggest events and parties. Can't wait to have her in the studio.
You know what's funny? At some point in my radio career, I actually thought I was going to be a DJ.
Okay.
Because I love mixing songs. When the DJ says, oh, I want to step up for a bit, I take over, I'll be feeling fine myself. And I loved it. Sometimes we would even have a conversation, like me and the DJ, like I'll be telling him song progression. And he'll be like, let me do my job. Like, calm down. And most times he did it.
It's interesting. Being on the radio actually gives you that knowledge of how many beats per minute, beats per second the songs are. And you then begin to realize that you cannot put in some types of songs after others.
Yeah.
And when you go for an event and the DJ is really messing up,
it's easy for you to tell.
Dude, that was a wrong move, man. Why? Why did you play that song? No, DJ, no. It's really deep. But in the end, that going out at night, using that equipment, nah, I don't think I'll be able to do that. But picking the songs, yeah, I'm with you.
Well, the picking songs part is actually the easy part anyway, so I guess. But it depends, though.
There's this movie that came out some time back where it was all about DJs and how they start with your heart rate. You know, they try and build the heart rate of the crowd up to a certain level with the music. So they actually...
There's actually a progression to it, yes.
Yeah, it's actually a study that actually says, you know, some songs, when your heartbeat is low, and as the songs are getting faster, your heartbeat is actually getting faster.
Really?
I don't know. Hey, this is research. We can Google this stuff. I'm telling you, it's really
And that's
crazy.
why when you go to a party, normally they'll start with the kind of like low tempo, moving on to mid tempo.
Yeah.
Then before you know it, you guys are going all wild late in the night,
And
and
you're
then you
dancing.
forget how you started with the love songs in the beginning.
Yeah. But speaking of love songs, there's someone in the country who sings the best love songs.
Oh, wow.
John Legend, if you watch it right now, this is a hug. I love John Legend.
This is a kiss.
So my man calls him Tilapia Man because of the water thing in all of me.
John. Goodness me.
So
It's
how is
amazing
it that both of you that are married, clearly married, are the ones fantasizing over John Legend?
We are not fantasizing.
That's the
We are
problem.
just
You
appreciating
wouldn't
it.
leave him for we single people.
He's married.
He's
Auntie.
no one is disputing that, but
These are the
excuse
love
me.
songs that help marriages progress.
Wow.
That
Do you
adds
understand? They
flavor,
add
ginger.
flavor. They add juices to the
But you were
marriage.
giving kisses and hugs.
Yes.
Have you air kisses? Is it real?
Would you allow me kiss your husband?
Why will you kiss my husband?
why you
If
kissing
my husband
somebody?
was
Why
ju-
will you kiss? Well, how? Wait,
It's quite-
Okay,
we are
excuse me,
still on
Mary.
TV.
Calm down, calm down, calm down.
We'll deal
But
with
the
this
truth
thing
is, if
later.
my husband was John Legend, I would expect the second people don't want to hug and kiss him, I'll be worried. I'll be like, wait, his song not connecting anymore. Maybe we should think of another business.
She's the one giving
Really?
kisses.
Another
I'm giving
business.
hugs. But the truth is, John Legend is a legend.
Yeah.
The guy
He
is
is.
good at what he
He's
does.
really good.
He's a fantastic singer.
Have you seen that guy play the piano? Oh
Titi,
my
I think
God.
yours is
Oh my
beyond
God.
is beyond what he does. To be honest, your reactions though.
But really, welcome to Nigeria. So I don't know if you're watching, if you ever get to see this, but welcome to Nigeria.
And Titi has a huge
And
crush on you.
yeah, we love your music.
Yeah, we
really
love
do.
your
We
music.
really do.
Yeah, we love
All
your
of
music.
us.
Yeah, we do.
And that's not the song
Oh
title.
yeah, we single people too.
And with that, we're going over to the news update. Sarah, I know you're on my side with this. Am I right?
Let's not discuss that right now. But of course, John Legend is a legend. We love him. But then let's go to the news update. Now, let's start with the meeting between Muhammadu Buhari and Boris Johnson in London, where the Nigerian president reeled out gains in different areas of the nation. The two leaders met on the sidelines of the UK-Africa Investment Summit, and President Buhari briefed the British Prime Minister on the strides in agriculture. It says they have leads almost to self-sufficiency in rice and other grains, saving Nigeria billions in foreign exchange. On the fight against insurgency, President Buhari says things are a lot better, with efforts being made to disabuse the minds of people on the true philosophy of Boko Haram. Though he admitted that the main challenge has been in resettling displaced persons in the northeast, he notes that the situation is being tackled. He further highlighted the successes in the anti-corruption war, asking for the cooperation of the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom in investigating fugitives from Nigeria seeking accommodation in that country. Prime Minister Boris Johnson thanked President Buhari for being a regional leader who gives strong encouragement to the West, congratulating him on jobs being created through agriculture and urging him to do more. Well, 7 months after being declared winners of the elections and sworn in, 4 state governors cannot sleep with both eyes closed, as various appeals challenging their victories have been rested. The Supreme Court, being the highest court in Nigeria, on Monday affirmed the victory of Simon Lalong, Bala Mohammed, Abdullahi Ganduje, and Aminu Tambuwal of Plateau, Bauchi, Kano, and Sokoto states in last year's governorship election. The Supreme Court panel held in the appeal from Plateau State that Jeremiah Oseni of the People's Democratic Party failed to prove that the election was not properly conducted. That of Bauchi State was dismissed for lacking in merit, with the court saying Abubakar Mohammed of the All Progressives Congress failed to prove his case. In the case of Kano State, the panel unanimously dismissed the appeal filed by Abba Yusuf of the People's Democratic Party for lacking in merit, saying he failed to prove claims of any irregularity. For Sokoto State, the panel said that Ahmed Aliyu of the APC failed to prove his allegation of non-compliance with the Electoral Act and overvoting. Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, may have to wait a little longer as the Supreme Court rose after delivering judgment on the 4 appeals without announcing when the last from Benue will be delivered. And it's already jubilation galore in Kano and Sokoto states after the judgment by the Supreme Court. Thousands of supporters of the People's Democratic Party in Sokoto state thronged the government house to celebrate. They danced, sang and chanted victory slogans. In Kano, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje described his affirmation by the Supreme Court as a victory to democracy.
I'm very, very happy, and the people of Kano are very happy. So we have to thank God, the Almighty, who has given us the opportunity to win the election and who has been guiding us. And also we have to thank the judiciary as an institution which is indispensable to democracy. We have to thank the people of Kano State, especially the ulama who have been praying for us for our great success. What is next now is for us to have complete reconciliation. All those who struggle for this democracy, we have to thank them. Even our opposition, we have to thank them. And we have to come together so that we can move Kano State to the next level.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated his party, the All Progressives Congress, for the Supreme Court's judgment that upheld the elections of Abdullahi Ganduje and Simon Lalong. In a statement through his media aide, Garba Shehu, the president felicitates with the National Executive Council and National Working Committee of the party. He thanked members for their loyalty and consistency that translated into many victories, particularly the politically strategic states like Kano and Plateau after tough legal challenges. President Buhari also urged the electorate and politicians to strengthen the country's judicial processes by always seeking redress in court. A 39-year-old man who claims to have abducted a 1-year-old boy from the Shotitobiri Miracle Center has been remanded at the Olokuta Correctional Center in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Chibuzo Eliki was arraigned on Monday after threatening the wife of the center's founder, Bisola Alpha, claiming Gold Kolawole was with him. The former convict demanded 800,000 naira as ransom for the child's release, but was later arrested in Port Harcourt. His case has been adjourned until the 20th of February for further hearing.
It's a congenital fraudster and an incorrigible scammer who wanted to take advantage of what happened sometimes ago vis-a-vis the issue of Kolawole Gold. Has been once convicted of an offense similar to fraud. We will ensure that is legally dealt with, and that is why we have brought him here. And we are using this opportunity to warn any would-be fraudster to stay clear of Ondo State.
Well, a motor accident has claimed the lives of 17 persons and injured 14 others in Katsina State. Spokesman for the State Police Command, Gambo Issa, says the accident occurred along the May Adua Shagali Road in Mashi local government area of the state. He added that the injured persons have been evacuated to a primary healthcare center, and a meeting has been summoned by all relevant stakeholders in the transport sector. Well, that's the news at this hour on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll take a short break and return with sports news with Mary Alimi Bashwa.
Mary, today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020.
And we're starting with the Punch newspaper this morning. It says here, renewed attacks uncover block sources of Boko Haram, ISWAP funds, DHQ tells EU, others. Terrorists brandish brand new weapons, says military. Insurgents encircling Maiduguri, residents warn. Beside the masthead there, it says Lagos-Ibadan Railway project can't be completed in April, according to the federal government. Go on, Abdusalami, others warn of hunger by 2050. Supreme Court affirms Ganduje, Lalong, Tambuwal, Mohammed's elections. Losing Kano Plateau would have been a major blow, says Buhari. Victorious governors extend olive branch to opponents. Amotekun has made restructuring inevitable, according to Dixon. Top of the page there, it says policy uncertainty weakens Nigeria's economic outlook, according to the World Bank. And I will wrap it with this one. It says, Lagos pipeline fire. Residents count losses, 5 confirmed dead. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Yeah, we've got the Vanguard here with the headline, 5 killed as pipeline fire razes homes, vehicles in Lagos. 150 homeless as 30 buildings get burnt. 39 vehicles gutted. Security men, communities are accomplices, NNPC boss says. And a Ghanaian president begs Buhari to open borders. That story is on page 50. And anti-corruption, Buhari seeks help from the UK. And Delta community raises alarm over toxic dump. And up here, Ganduje, Tambuwal, Lalong, Mohammed win at Supreme Court. Supporters rally for Ihedioha, Uzodinma in Abuja, Owerri. And Labour, Dixon, Ali back Amotekun. And it was necessitated by collapsing security apparatus, Dixon says. And IMF affirms 2.5% growth forecast for Nigeria's economy in 2020. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We have The Guardian here as well. The Guardian newspaper headline says, why national carrier plan failed. Stakeholders suggest ways to realize dream. Ghana, Uganda, Senegal, others make progress. Now the story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 6. It says Amotekun, a masterstroke for this time. That's an editorial on page 16. Explosion victims narrate ordeals, count losses as death toll rises to 5. Road accident kills 17, injures 14 in Katsina. Federal government files fresh charges against Adoke, others over Malabu oil deal. And at the bottom there it says, Supreme Court saved APC from major blow, says Buhari. Ganduje, Mohammed, Tambuwal, Lalong, Lord rulings. PDP restates rejection of verdict in Imo, ends protest. And finally, court dismisses Akwoti's suit against Yahaya Bello. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
Well, let's take a look at the Daily Sun. As Supreme Court decides global polls, tension in Adamawa, Benue over Kintyre, autumn's fate. Apex Court affirms Tambuwal, Ganduje, Mohammed's election. And up here, Imo Guba, Secondus Obi lead PDP members mass protest in Abuja. PDP threat to democracy, says APC. And Buhari meets UK Prime Minister, seeks extradition of fugitives to answer corruption charges. Says things are getting better with war against insurgency. Death toll in Lagos pipeline fire hits 5. Kyari fingers NNPC officials, security agencies. And at the bottom here, EFCC arraigns ex-AGF Adoke today and files 1.7 billion naira money laundering charge to prosecute him on Malabu Halliburton case also. And Akpabio surrenders on senatorial rerun. And count me out, he says. Your candidate, INEC, insists. And that's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
I have the Nigerian Tribune here as quickly as possible. It says, losing Kano, Plateau would have been a blow, according to Buhari, as Supreme Court affirms Ganduje, Lalong, Bala, Tambuwal's elections. Lagos Ibadan Rail can't be ready in April, according to Amechi. On the Abule Egba pipeline explosion, 200 displaced, 15 houses, 33 vehicles burnt, and 5 dead. Our mother, 4-year-old child, got burnt, 2 burnt inside a truck. We ran knowing death was pursuing us, say survivors. Sad one there. Right at the top of the page, Oshimbajo, Southwest governors, security officials may meet over Amotekun. Amotekun necessitated by collapsing centralized security apparatus, say Bayelsa government. NANS backs initiative. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
We're going to take a quick break now and be back with the traffic situation in Lagos.
Welcome back. Now we are about to give tips on the best routes for you this morning to get to your destination faster. As always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. So this morning, we're starting our journey from Ojodu Bega bus stop all the way to Marina. Now, it shows me here that we have like 3 routes that you could take, but the fastest will take you 1 hour 17 minutes. If you want to go through Alausa, that will take you 1 hour 24 minutes. That's if you're within the Ikeja axis. So you might want to join the express, or you might want to go through inside the Ikeja axis. So starting from Isheri Road, we have it's a free-flowing traffic all the way till you connect to the express. There's a slight traffic at what they call that, the CMD Road part of the express, just very slight, and after that it's free-flowing. Good stuff. There's a lot of free-flowing traffic today. Now the point where you could go off, which would connect you to MK Abiola Gardens axis. There's a slight traffic there, which is for people, of course, going off now. That also shows itself as an alternative route, and that will take you 1 hour, 24 minutes. So you might just want to stick to using the express. Now, there's also slight traffic when you get to Secretariat axis. I can see it going for like 7 to 12 minutes, but that's something you should be able to bear. This morning is still early, so I'm sure no one's nerves is wrecking already. Now, after that, we have free-flowing traffic all the way through Garage, free-flowing. And now, if you want to reconnect at the point where you turn off that connector, I don't know what they call that point, but the point that connects you to Ojota some way. Now, that shows itself as an alternative, but you know how it is. It might look like it's a free route now, but as you progress, it might get deeper. So to be on the safe side, let's just stick to the express all through. So now we have free flowing, but when you get to Alakbere, there's slight traffic that begins to build up when you're approaching Ogudu. Now, from Ogudu, it's a bit thicker at that point. But good thing, it eases up, and it's free-flowing till you get close to Oworo, and it's just like, let me say, 7 minutes traffic. But now when you climb the 3rd mainland bridge, thankfully, it is free for, let's say you should have a free-flowing traffic for 15 minutes, but it gets thicker at about the Unilag axis. Now, it is thick from that point all the way through. Sadly, I can see like 15, 20 minutes congestion on the 3rd mainland bridge. I don't know what's causing it at that point. Now, there's traffic all the way through 3rd mainland bridge up until you get down. It begins to ease up, but it's not free-flowing. It just gets a bit more bearable. But I can see somewhere at, okay, so when you get to Ring Road, that's off the 3rd mainland bridge, after Adeniji, it gets freer. And it's okay, it just goes free-flowing till you get to Marina bus stop. So I think if you're on 3rd mainland bridge, you should be able to just suck it in. And if you're not yet on the road, I think you should get on the road so you don't get to experience thicker traffic than this. Yomi, Mike, Titi, and Mary, any updates for me?
Well, I've got just one here.
Okay.
It says an overnight, hashtag Agege Motor Road, an overnight broken down trailer laden with loaded 40-foot container after Mangoro bus stop on the fast lane. Wow. It's broken down inward Ile-Zik. So efforts are being made to evacuate. Please drive carefully along that axis since it's still a bit dark at this time.
I have one myself. It says here, as at 6:25 a.m., it says, good morning. If anyone is on Ikorodu Road heading towards CMS, remain on the service lane. There's a serious traffic gridlock, apparently caused by an accident involving 3 vehicles. Me, I don't pass, so that's what he said. This is at Traffic Chief. Also here, a multiple accident inward Obanikoro coming from Ojota, heading towards Obanikoro, I guess. And it also says, finally, Abeokuta Express Road going to Oshodi Ikeja along Ikeja inside is relatively free, but this was at before 6. This was just before 6 a.m. So I have a feeling that might have changed by now.
Those are the same updates I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are the same updates I got. So.
All right then.
Okay.
Most of the handles aren't tweeting anything right now. So.
Yep. So that's what we have.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Thank you so much, people. Okay, so now I'm taking just a quick route from Aja, that's Abraham Adesoya bus stop, all the way to Bonny Cantonment. Now, this should take you an hour and 25 minutes to get to if you're going to Bonny Cantonment or any bus stop before there. So we're starting from Abraham Adesoya. Now, good thing, it's free-flowing. All the way to you connect to the express through the traffic lights is free flowing, but somewhere at the Aja Market axis there's a very little traffic there. But afterwards, it's free flowing to VGC. There's slight traffic at the VGC traffic light, just the traffic light at the VGC bus stop. There's a thick traffic there. Don't know what's causing it, but if you're at that axis, please just exercise a little patience because after that it's free flowing. Thankfully, through Mega Chicken, through okay, I can see an alternative. There's a thing, I just feel really off about alternatives. I just feel like it's always best to stick to the express because anything can happen and you find yourself trying to come back to connect back to the express. So from Chevron, I can see it's free flowing, thankfully. But when you get to just shortly after Chevron, I don't know what the problem is, but I can see a lot of traffic at that point. So if you're around that axis, you might want to share with us using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria for the benefits of other road users to just let us know what's happening at that point. Now from Chevron all the way through Agungi to Osakpa, there is a lot of traffic all the way through to Lekki Phase 1. You might really want to tell us what's happening at that point. Now from Lekki Phase 1, thankfully, there is no traffic. But if you are at the second roundabout and you're going to VI, you might want to go off and just go through Oniru because it shows that it's not bad at that axis as well. But from Lekki Phase 1 through to the toll gates, it's surprising that it's free flowing. I guess most people have done their e-tag for the bridge, for the Ikoyi Link bridge. But after that, now from the 4 Points by Sheraton bus stop, there's a lot of traffic there. It's really thick all the way through Civic Center and all the way through Ozumba. But after Ozumba traffic light, it eases up. So if you're on that route, I wish you the best you can experience on the road. But it's really not bad. So try not to allow anyone piss you off. And I will be going to join Titi, Yomi, and Mary to have our coffee just this morning.
All right. I've been looking online for what's trending, and I'm surprised to see that Amala and overrated are trending. So I'm not sure who put out this overrated list.
They're always doing all these Amala is overrated.
Yeah, so
things.
usually.
It's weekend.
Well, how is Amala overrated? How?
People have preferences. Yeah. There are some people that love Amala. They can't imagine their lives without Amala.
Okay.
There are some people that love Ofada. They can't imagine their lives without Ofada. Yet there are some people that the moment you mention or you mention off, they've taken off.
Yeah, but okay, so I don't know why the tweets are so savage though. Like someone is actually saying, "Oh, put a bullet to my head first. This Spirogyra looking soup." I'm like, are you talking about Begiri and Ewedu? Are you really?
What?
Like seriously? I'm getting emotional about this.
Is that from the overrated trend? Yeah.
I think you're being emotional because I had that same. No, wait, no, not like. Not like I love Amala, but that's not it. So I was having a conversation with a friend that traveled for the Afro Nation concert, and then she says, "Oh, do you know that Nigerian jollof is overrated?" And I'm like, as in, where are you from? And she's like, so she had Ghanaian jollof, and she really, and I realized I got so angry.
Oh,
like,
you got
I
upset,
got so angry. I'm like, how dare you? How can you say Nigerian? So I think that's how it is.
The emotion around just seeing the Begiri and the Ewedu. And then the soup is inside. So the three colors, the soup is red.
Are you guys actually talking about
yellow,
food?
Yes. And then the Ewedu is green. And that color combination
for me,
is
just
red.
You guys have created a flag out of Amala.
I don't know. And then the Amala just somewhere.
Press it. You have to press it and put the soup in the middle. Exactly.
You create a green, you crater it. Make sure it's in the center.
I can relate, my dear.
I don't, but seriously, I'm not sure why it's on the overrated list.
It's crazy. Another thing that trends for no reason is Naira Marley. Just for the sake of it.
Bandwagon and just
for the sake of it. He just
calling him
trends.
out because they said he and Zlatan have turned to motivational speakers on social media.
Right, okay.
So from encouraging people to, take a smoke, they are now talking about, oh, don't worry, everything will be fine kind of talk.
Yeah, they've changed
Because they
that.
have money
They
now,
have
that's
money
what
now,
someone
they-
said. So that's the reason
When they
for
were
today's
hungry, they
trend.
didn't know
Well,
that
that's okay.
everything will be
Then
fine.
I heard yesterday, I didn't want to talk about it, but there was this rumor, I'm not sure if it's true, that he actually has graduate degrees. And Malians...
Like Naira Marley
Yes, graduate
That's
degrees.
actually something I learned
And,
of when he did that is a good
You know?
thing.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yes, that he
graduate
studied
degrees
abroad
and
and
then
everything. So
Malians-
Uncle came here
And
and
encourage
making
you
people
not to
drop
go to
out of school.
Well, are people actually dropping out of school? Because
Well, people are being really silly.
Yeah, so Malians are dropouts,
Don't
Malians
go
don't wear
deceiving
belts,
yourself,
Malians are this, Malians are that.
Malians don't
But
obey
what if
instructions.
Naira Marley becomes a doctorate holder? What happens?
Then
So I
everybody
think,
should start
so I think it's one of the things that you talk about when you tell young people don't jump on a bandwagon just because everybody else is doing something. Doesn't mean that they're not focusing on their lives. It's also what your parents advise you when you go to the university.
Yeah.
That it's not everybody that's hanging out and going to the club that's not reading.
You
So
don't even need to advise you. You
Exactly.
actually find out yourself.
Find out yourself.
You find out that the guy
you
that
probably
parties
find out.
hard
You probably
is
find out
always
too
top.
late. Exactly.
So there is a possibility that Naira Marley is a master's holder. That it's a possibility. Nobody will actually know. You know, like seriously, nobody would know if he had that.
No,
and
but
it's
to-
just
to be
about
honest,
making
yeah.
him keep
Yeah.
I
trending.
feel like Naira Marley is not as crazy or as wild as his songs make him look. Like, I mean, if you see him, he looks very shy and timid, to be honest. And then the wave around him just feels like he's louder than him.
Right.
Like if you have a conversation, he'll probably be like, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to sell
But
it.
you know, it's quite like Terry G. So you meet Terry
Terry
G
G, no.
and you
Terry
walk
G walks
past
with a
him
bell.
before. When he's not using the bell, of course. You walk past Terry G and you don't even know that he's the one.
Yeah.
Most of these guys is another persona. It's just like a, what's his name? This guy. This crazy dressing guy.
Who are you talking about?
Derele.
Derele.
Derele can be all upbeat
Yeah.
and crazy, but he also has his quiet moments.
And he's one of the most responsible guys.
very
you will
responsible.
Ever meet.
Yes, when you see him, you think Derele is a crazy
Yeah.
guy.
The way
Crazy.
I just feel like I can't relate.
Really?
Don't really, I know.
Yeah.
Don't really, I know.
Well,
Yeah.
we can't really go into that conversation now
We
because
shouldn't,
time
because
is
of time.
going.
Yeah.
But the thing is, bandwagons are not for everyone.
That's
What
right.
if Naira Marley has a master's? All
It
of
doesn't
you
even
dropping
matter
out.
what he has.
We'll
Just
be right
do your
back.
best by
Do
yourself.
you?
after this break.
Exactly.
Yomi, our very first performer this morning, Kintyre Ololade Oluwasukomi, was born in 2001 in Lagos, Nigeria. He is best known for his single Jeje, which is also mixed and mastered by Flamex. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Use the mic.
I'm fine.
Good. So tell me a bit about Jeje.
JJ, it was mixed and mastered by Flamex.
By Flamex. So how long have you been singing?
I've been singing since 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
So tell me, this is 2020. Who would you love to work with this year?
I would love to work with Wizkid
Wizkid. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Just Wizkid.
and a lot of artists
Okay.
like Davido and
Okay.
Kiss Daniel too.
And Kiss Daniel. What about Burna Boy? You don't want to work with Burna Boy?
I don't really like him.
You don't like Burna Boy.
Yes.
Why don't you like Burna Boy?
Because he smoke a lot.
Oh, wow. But
Yeah.
okay, you know what? I'm going to allow you to perform Jeje. There's so many people in the studio here who want to see how you blow our minds this morning. So do you know what? Make sure you get there.
I will take care of you to the end if they don't like how I love you. Baby, I will take care of you to the end if they don't like how I love you. Baby, I will take care of you to the end if they don't.
It's a beautiful day. Yes, we have smiles on our faces right here at the TVC studios in Lagos, Nigeria. And it's the second hour of the show, starting right now.
So all the excitement continues in the second hour of the show, and it's your #1 breakfast show, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up, Nigeria.
So much is coming up. I almost have tears in my eyes. So much. We have quite a variety of amazing television content coming up soon.
Yeah, now let's get on with it. My name is Yomi Upe.
And I'm Kintyre Oyinson. We're live streaming, as always, tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, comments are very welcome across our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Available for download on both Android and iOS stores. Our app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. So get downloading.
Now joining us this Tuesday is Chef Ayo.
Yes.
Ayola of AY Subs in the kitchen.
AY is back.
Yeah, and she's got some people catching feelings this morning. I don't understand what's going
Mary.
It's a new day. It's a new day.
It's a new day. What happened to your apron? We love that lace thingy.
Oh, actually, no. Let me just, you know, I might as well just do it now. Seeing as you know.
Have you ever thought of making
pierce the resistance of the whole?
Yes,
just look. See.
It's
so
cute, don't you
cool,
think? It's so
babe.
girly.
So cute. Yeah.
Thank you.
Looks like AY got lots of sleep.
Exactly. It looks a
Probably
lot
the most
like
girly thing you ever see me in, by the way. I'm a bit of a tomboy. I'm a bit of a tomboy, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
We
So-
can't wait to get started with
Yeah,
breakfast.
looking forward to it.
If you have some old lace at home, that's a really
Literally,
good idea.
literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should make an apron out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so for the latest in the world of entertainment, stick around for local and international updates.
And on our health segment, we have Dr. Maimouna Yusuf Kadri. She's a dynamic neuropsychiatrist, and it's all about postpartum depression this morning.
Gospel musician Glory will be joining us on the show today for Chitchat and a performance.
I must have called 1,000 times to tell you.
And on parenting, today we have the founder of Fab Mom NG. Jane is going to be here talking about how to cater for a toddler, and a newborn. So I think that's at the same time, by the way.
Aguana Stella is the creative director or creative art director of DTW Jewelry, and she'll be here to talk about how to clean and maintain your jewelry.
Then we have Afrobeat DJ and media personality, DJ Nana. She's been a DJ since 2009 and has played at some of the biggest events and parties around the world. Yeah, DJ Nana's coming, yay. Wow, so we have quite a lot that's been happening, you know, since January began, but it still kind of feels like it's starting off slow. I have this thing about January where if I've not received a check, like outside salary things, I'm like, if you've not done anything and not received any money, like nobody has, feel like it's very slow. I don't know. But there's also something humbling about it. So instead of people thinking of, what can I buy, or can I go and watch a movie, or can I go and hang out, people are like, I'm just going to my house to go and sleep.
So that's the thing about, or that's instructive, which is why everybody says have multiple sources of income. Because what then happens is that even when things are slow in certain areas, you would then, be able to earn money consistently in other areas as well.
Unfortunately, some jobs don't allow you. So you find yourself working 16-hour a day, 16-hour a day kind of jobs, and at the end of the day, you don't even have anything to show for it. So in essence, so you cannot say the 6 hours to 8 hours that you get to yourself, of which, by the way, 4 hours might be in traffic. Then you spend 4 hours sleeping, and then it's like a whole circle. And then Saturday, Sunday, the only thing you're thinking of is your laundry, cleaning your house, and trying to live and rest.
So one thing I would recommend, though, if you're looking for alternative sources of income, and your hands are full, so if you have an expertise in a particular area, develop an online course. So an online course basically is you maybe doing a lecture of 5 to 15 minutes every week, putting it online, and then looking for subscription sites where people can then pay maybe $5 or something like that to download.
So in other words, start teaching online and get paid for it.
Yeah. So
Especially if you have a handbook.
Having the frame of mind.
if you have an expertise, so for instance, we're presenters, so you can do something in that area. Or
a friend of mine, they're all entrepreneurs in their family, and what piqued my interest is their last born. So she's, I think she's 23, 24, and she picked interest in makeup. So earlier last week, she was telling me how she does WhatsApp classes.
Exactly.
For
So things
teaching.
like that.
Wow.
But
And
we do have to go to the news now, so maybe
exactly.
we'll take a little more of that after this. And Sarah's on standby for us.
All right, let's take the news update. Let's begin with the meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson in London, where the Nigerian leader ruled out gains in different areas in the nation. The two leaders met on the sidelines of the UK Africa Investment Summit, and President Muhammadu Buhari briefed the British Prime Minister on the strides he had taken in agriculture. It says they have leads almost to self-sufficiency in rice and other grains, saving Nigeria billions in foreign exchange. On the fight against insurgency, President Buhari says things are a lot better, with efforts being made to disabuse the minds of the people on the true philosophy of Boko Haram. Though he admitted that the main challenge has been in resettling displaced persons in the northeast, he noted that the situation is being tackled. It further highlighted the successes in the anti-corruption war, asking for the cooperation of the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom in investigating fugitives from Nigeria seeking accommodation in that country. Prime Minister Boris Johnson thanked President Buhari for being a regional leader who gives strong encouragement to the West, congratulating him on jobs being created through agriculture and urging him to do more. Well, 7 months after being declared winners of the elections and sworn in, 4 state governors can now sleep with both eyes closed as various appeals challenging their victories have been rested. The Supreme Court, being the highest court in Nigeria, on Monday affirmed the victory of Simon Lalong, Bala Mohammed, Abdullahi Ganduje and Aminu Tambuwal of Plateau, Bauchi, Kano and Sokoto states. The Supreme Court panel held in the appeal from Plateau State that Jeremiah Hussaini of the People's Democratic Party failed to prove that the election was not properly conducted. That of Bauchi State was dismissed for lacking in merit, with the court saying Abubakar Mohammed of the All Progressives Congress failed to prove his case. In the case of Kano State, the panel unanimously dismissed the appeal filed by Abba Yusuf of the People's Democratic Party for lacking in merit, saying it failed to prove claims of any irregularity. For Sokoto State, the panel said that Ahmed Aliyu of the APC failed to prove his allegation of non-compliance with the Electoral Act and overvoting. Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, may have to wait a little longer as the Supreme Court rose after delivering judgment on the 4 appeals without announcing when the last from Benue will be delivered. Meanwhile, President Buhari has congratulated his party, the All Progressives Congress, for the Supreme Court's judgment that upheld the elections of Abdullahi Ganduje and Simon Lalong. In a statement through his media aide Garba Shehu, the president felicitated with the National Executive Council and the National Working Committee of the party. He thanked members for their loyalty and consistency that translated into many victories, particularly the politically strategic states like Kano and Plateau after tough legal challenges. President Buhari also urged the electorate and politicians to strengthen the country's judicial processes by always seeking redress in court. Well, a motor accident has claimed the lives of 17 persons and injured 14 others in Katsina State. Spokesman for the Katsina State Police Command, Gambo Isa, says the accident occurred along the May Adua Shagali Road in Mashi local government area of the state. He added that the injured persons have been evacuated to a primary healthcare center and a meeting has been summoned by all relevant stakeholders in the transport sector. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour.
Welcome back. Dr. Maimuna Yusuf Kadri is here, and she's a dynamic consultant, neuropsychiatrist, and a fellow of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria, with almost 20 years experience practicing as a physician. She's also a certified trauma counselor and neurofeedback practitioner. Today, she's here to talk to us on our health segment. Yeah. But it's a two-sided topic today. We've been talking about postpartum depression. We started that last week. But today we'd like to link PPD with the issue of drug abuse in new moms. Yeah. And I didn't know it was such a big thing, but please tell us from your experience what it's been like.
Yeah. The truth is that it is a big thing because the release last year from the UNODC has reviewed a whole lot, which is now saying that 1 out of every 5 Nigerian drug user is a woman.
Wow. Okay.
That means women, who are they? They are the child bearers, the child nurturers. So if 1 out of every 5 drug user is a woman, then that means there's a lot happening in the system. And how can we link it up with postpartum depression? We do understand that the period after delivery bets a whole lot of issues, whether good, bad, and sometimes the ugly. So sometimes where women do use drug or even start abusing drug after giving birth to babies is because quite a number of them are medicating for depression. Not necessarily the medication that their obstetrician gave them after delivery. Maybe they may have painkillers, or maybe they had some mild fever or thereabout. They even go out of
their way
to go purchase sleeping tablets, some other additional medications that are not prescribed. And that is the root cause of a pathway to addiction. Gradually you start getting it, and then with time there's that tolerance. You start having lower effect as against what you had initially. So you start buying more, taking more. So from 1 tablet in a week to 2 tablets to 3. Before you know what is happening, tolerance setting, dependence setting. And before you know what is happening, the woman starts abusing drug. And it affects not only the mother. At this point in time, there are 2 people, the baby.
So we talked last week about family members, people around the new mom supporting, helping, being there, being attentive.
Exactly.
And they might not realize that the new mom is overusing, I'm not going to use the word abusing yet. Overusing some medication.
Yeah.
So, for instance, a new mom is breastfeeding probably 10 times a day.
Yeah.
On an average, there's 24 hours in a day, brand new baby eats every 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
And this woman is not sleeping. And she decides she wants a sleeping pill. And that's how she's getting her sleep. But then when do the people around her begin to
get worried?
Yes.
So if she starts sleeping, for example, excessively, that could be a bit of a worry. Because even if you are taking sleeping pills to help at that point, to help the mother, the people around her, help with the baby, if the woman starts sleeping excessively, it may be that you gave her 1 tablet and she had 2 tablets behind the scene that she's indulging. And it's very easy for mothers around. And let's not forget, in this part of the world, we take a lot of native traditional medicine, which are not measurable, and sometimes it may be more than what the woman at that point, the system may need.
Okay.
So it may be a sip she may need, but they say, no, take a full cup of this agbo.
Wow.
And that may be sedative, that may be, it may have some substance that may be quite addictive that the mother will not know. And before you know it's happening, that may make some progression.
I want to talk about pain and pain thresholds. So every new mom is familiar with pain, whether you did a natural childbirth, whether you did a CS. Pain is part of the process.
Yes.
But then, of course, different women deal with pain differently.
Yeah.
So I know that I was prescribed painkillers myself after having a CS. But when is it that you know, the people around a new mom start to advise her, you know, about those pain meds? Because to me, man, do you know what just happened to me? I'm going to take these. Yeah.
I don't care what happened. I just want the pain to go away.
Exactly.
The truth is that, yes, that is what your mind tells you want the pain to go away. But it's very very, very easy to abuse pain meds at that point in time. So most times the doctor is going to give you the pain medication according to what you need to specific time. They're most times short acting, 5 days, 1 week, and they will tell you if you need more, come back for a review. Most times, new moms, or generally human beings, will not go back for a review. They rather take that medication that the doctor has prescribed, go to the next chemist or pharmacy, and then buy it, except if it is a DDA kind of drug that, no, this one, you need prescription. And some even go out of their way to, doctor, please, I need that prescription. Can you send it? With this era of internet, emails, it's so easy. Okay. So it's very easy to abuse painkillers. So we're not even talking about the big marijuana, alcohol, no. Just the ordinary painkillers and antibiotics can be abused after delivery. And the truth about it is that once you grow resistance to it, especially antibiotic resistance, when you now really need it, it may not even work, even the painkillers. So we need to know when to use it.
Now, Doctor, I wish we could go deeper into this. I know we've just scratched the surface, but if you're at home and you're wondering more about this, please just ask your questions online and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll see how we can answer some of your questions for you. Dr. Maimuna, thank you so much for coming to the studio. And with that, we have to wrap it up and hand it over to Mike. Okay, so I know I've been taking the sports news, doing all sorts, but do I really look like Mike? It's all right. Okay, so it's time for us to have entertainment news, and I'm not doing this alone. Tokwe is here.
You're supposed to say you have the celebrity guest here. Reintroduce me, please. Reintroduce me. Yep.
Might as well introduce yourself.
Did you hear English? The celebrity guest. People, please, let's teach our home training.
Oh, well, we're on TV. Okay, let's get started with the entertainment news right here on Wake Up Nigeria. You know, South Korea's Parasite won the Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture Prize during the awards last Sunday to cap it off. And then, of course, the 26th annual SAG Awards took place at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. Now, awards were presented, of course, in 15 categories, honoring the year's best film and TV acting performances. Well, we already took a look at the highlights. This one is definitely going to blow minds. I actually tagged Rugged Man and Don Jazzy on the post when I saw it on Twitter.
Like, this is Shoot Your Shot 2020. You never know.
Okay, so don't feel lost. We're going to give you the gist. It has to do with Rihanna.
Yes.
I'll just quickly give you a brief summary of it. Rihanna was seen hanging out with A$AP Rocky after allegedly splitting from her boyfriend Hassan Jamil over the weekend. Now, it was reported that Rihanna and her billionaire boyfriend have gone their separate ways after 3 years of dating. Now, it's still not clear what led to their split, but an unbothered 31-year-old Rihanna has been seen hanging out with A$AP Rocky, the rapper, after a rumored breakup. The pair enjoyed a chill night as they laughed and played games together at the Yams Day benefit. Their outing comes the same day it was reported she had split from Hassan Jamil. Rihanna and A$AP have been linked in the past. In 2013, the pair were seen kissing following the filming of their music video, Fashion Killer. You can kiss in a music video. People kiss in movies and music videos, so there might not be much to it. But the Hassan Jamil part, there have been reports they broke up several times. True. This moment you hear they've broken up, the next moment you hear they're back together.
I think because he has not met me. The thing is, he needs to meet me quickly, so he stops going back and forth with his choices in life. Like, yo, I'm here. I don't know why.
So because he dated Rihanna now, he's now hot cake. He must meet you.
Yeah, I mean, you get, like, after Rihanna, you have to go higher. So, I mean, bruh, slide in my DM already.
This girl. Okay, let's move on, guys. And this one is about Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
Even my man knows I have a crush on him. Anyway, Anthony Joshua was seen prostrating as he presented his belt to President Buhari. That was in London.
Yeah.
The heavyweight champion presented his IBF, WBA, WBO, and IBO titles to President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, the 30-year-old celebrated his recent victories with the president last Saturday, that's January 18th, when the Nigerian leader met with some Nigerians living in the United Kingdom. Now, during the meeting, Joshua prostrated to pay homage to President Buhari in line with the tradition of the Yoruba cultural group. He also enjoyed the moments by taking some selfies with the president. Yet, unfortunately, this caused an uproar on social media.
Yeah, it did. First off, I was so surprised when I saw that. And then I was impressed. But then I'm like, come to Nigeria, please. Why did you do it in London? People like Mary.
To Nigeria
Yeah, I mean, he should have
times.
come. This is your recent victory now. Come. Baby girl is waiting for you, man.
So I'm just going to end this. We'll take this break because I think Titi, Tokpa is in a mood right now. It's usually Titi, but Tokpa has taken over. So when you're thinking of such moods, you think of both of them now. It's not just Titi.
Wow.
We're going to take this break. The show continues shortly.
Welcome to our second music performance for the morning. Glory is a gospel music minister and was also a semi-finalist of The Voice Nigeria Season 2. She worked with a couple of Nigerian artists such as Mercy Chinwo, Eben, and many more. She released her debut single in June 2019 titled Glory and released a second song titled Glory as well.
Before the altar.
Before the altar. Okay, I was going to say, was it Glory 2?
No, before the altar.
Before the altar.
Yes.
So tell me, how has your journey been after the Voice Nigeria?
Oh, amazing. Amazing. The Voice Nigeria was more like an eye-opener.
Oh, okay.
Like the platform brought a lot of opportunities for me. Yeah.
Okay,
so it's been amazing, an amazing journey.
And I see you worked with Mercy Chinwo, Eben.
Yeah, I worked with her. I work currently with Eben as a background vocal.
Oh, okay. And then what are you performing for us this morning?
Before the altar.
Before the altar. So
my
tell
latest
us
single.
a bit about Before the altar.
Okay, Before the altar is basically me.
Okay.
Every morning, me every night. Like, you wake up in the morning, you go before the altar to pray to God.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in songwriting covers like two major aspects, revelational and from experience.
Okay.
So the revelational part is from the word of God, you know, when God said, an altar of the earth you shall build unto me and offer sacrifices, you know, burnt offerings. And so I got the inspiration from the word of God.
Okay.
And then from the experience aspects,
is
that part where I say, it's me. This is me waking up in the morning, going before God.
Yeah.
It's me again, standing here right before the altar.
Okay.
You are the God who I seek and you hear me.
Yeah.
It's just my life.
Before the altar.
Before the altar.
Okay, you know what? It's morning, and I'm sure a lot of people need a morning motivation.
Yeah.
So let's hear you perform Before the altar. Thank you.
Woo!
It's me again, Lord, standing here today, right before the altar, before the altar, before the altar, before the altar. I've come to worship you. Before the altar, before the altar, before the altar, I've come to worship you. Hey, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Oh, God of David, Moses, and glory. I sought you, you heard me, delivered me from shame and fear. Oh, what joy, oh, what joy, God of the altar,
Heavenly Father, I come before you, Jesus, with my sacrifice of praise. Hey. As I get on my knees, it's my grateful heart that I bring. Oh, before the altar, sweet Jesus, before the altar, I've come to worship you. Yeah, before the altar, I've come to worship you. To exchange my weakness for your strength before the altar. To exchange my sorrows for your joy before the altar. To exchange my need for abundance before the altar. To exchange my sadness for your joy before the altar. I've come to lay my crown, before the altar, I've come to worship you. So you sing, before the altar, I've come to worship you.
Woohoo! That was amazing, wasn't it?
That was special.
Like we said, it's singing along. It really is a good song. All right, you're welcome back to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef AY Subs still doing a thing.
Yes.
Yes, what's for breakfast again? For those who are just tuning in.
It's a yam and plantain porridge wrap.
Yam and plantain porridge wrap.
So this is something that you normally have as breakfast anyway. You'd probably have like yam and eggs, or plantain and eggs, or yam and stew, or plantain and stew. So why make it boring? Think about it.
Yeah,
that's essentially what I'm doing.
That's what she's doing. On your screen right now are the ingredients for the yam and plantain porridge wrap. Yam, chilies, plantain, palm oil, pepper mix, seasoning cubes, salt, eggs, onions, crayfish, tomato paste. There's nothing complete without tomato paste where you're cooking. I'm surprised there's none today. What happened?
I don't understand. Didn't you see me put it in? It's even on there on the screen.
And of course, turkey as garnish.
Yes.
And see what she did with the turkey.
I fried the tomato like I always do. Like, I'm sure you can even tell them what I do. Onions in oil.
Onions, tomatoes, maybe some pepper slices, and then seasoning.
Finish.
Yeah.
Finito.
That is our own idea of stew.
Oh, wow. I'm cooking stew next week. I can't even take that. No, you need to see my stew. My stew is hot.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's show you as she's going to put in the
this is just our yam boiled down with a bit of salt. Well, not a bit, like normal salt for your normal yam. And I didn't put sugar. Normally I put sugar in my yam. I did put a bit of sugar actually.
Cane sugar.
Because yes, the cane sugar, just to, like, I guess lift the taste, because I wasn't sure how sweet the plantain was.
Okay.
So what I did was just put very little sugar, because I knew that the plantain will obviously give it a bit of sweetness. So when the yam was almost cooked, I then threw in the plantain just to boil the plantain, like how you have boiled plantain.
Yeah.
But the plantain cubes are cut really small, because I want to essentially mash it.
Okay.
So that it becomes the thickener and the sweet part of the
Shouldn't
food.
we mash it before putting in the
No, it's already in there. But I cut it, you know how I cut it into small rounds?
Yes, I saw
Once
you
I
do
put
that.
this in, I'll turn it all together. Just let me just show you what I mean. So I'll show it to you now. So this is the sauce that we fry down.
Okay.
You can put anything you want in your sauce. So ours is essentially just how you fry your pepper for, if you fry your pepper for porridge, normally I fry my pepper for porridge. How you fry your pepper for porridge, but I added a bit of ugu. Because I wanted to give it that, you know, is it East? Igbo people are East? Yes, East feel.
The Eastern feel.
Yes, Eastern feel, that's the word. And then I put crayfish.
So most people will tell you when you mention Eastern, you're talking of the eastern part of the world, but that's fine.
I mean, you know,
we
can be mixed race about this if they want to. But yeah, so this spoon, well, I'll attempt to do this properly. But this spoon is a bit soft. So what I'm doing essentially is I'm tossing it all in. Can I get a bit of water in here as well, just to rinse off the pan and throw it in?
That's fine. I'm just going to get you some water.
So if you can see what I'm doing, I'm just making sure that this goes round on very low heat, because I'm not trying to
this is what I was trying to get for you.
Thank you, my love.
Let me get this for you.
So toss that all in, add a bit of water.
This makes it a lot easier. Here.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
And water to rinse off that pan, because we need some water in this porridge.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
Do you
put
need
that
more
in?
than this?
Yes, please. Just a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine. So I just wash this.
Yes, wash this and put it in.
Literally.
And you can see that that's already coming together. And this is essentially an accelerated process of making porridge, in my opinion. So once you put that water on, you give the porridge about 10 minutes to soak up all the juice into the yam. Go on.
Should I pour everything?
Every single thing.
Do you need more?
No, that's enough. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So, 10 minutes on low heat, and it will be the best breakfast you've ever had. But that's not the end of this process, because obviously I have to be extra.
Yeah,
So-
because I'm waiting. What's with the eggs? What are you doing with the eggs?
Just before we serve the guests, what I'm going to do is, when I'm sure that the porridge is cooked,
Yeah.
I would fry the egg into like an omelette that's wide enough to roll, like how a bread would come out, flat bread.
Okay.
And then I'll put the porridge in the middle, roll it up.
What?
Watch it. It'll taste like yam and egg or plantain and egg. You even know, your palate will be all over the place, but it's, I promise, it's amazing. You'll see.
I've had a lot of moments today. Like, just wondering what's running through everybody's mind this morning. Anyway, we've come to the end of the second hour today on Wake Up Nigeria. We still have 45 minutes left to go, but you need to stick with us right after this break. Chef Ewa and I will finish up with the cooking as well.
Yes.
Well, the show is Wake Up Nigeria. We're here from Monday to Friday, every single weekday right here on TVC.
And I feel really brand new. It feels like it's possible because you are part of our mornings every single day. Some might call us like nocturnal animals because we're always here in the dark, right? But hey, what can I say? My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope. Get online and join us right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in those comments. Can't wait to see them. Can't wait to hear from you. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, if you haven't yet, you should also download our mobile app, both on the Android and iOS stores, and you can watch us anywhere you are.
Okay, so from anywhere in the world, you can watch us, right? And you might want to make sure you are watching because we still have parenting today. Our parenting segment has the founder of Fab Mom NG, Jane, in the studio today. Now, she's going to be talking about how to cater to both a toddler and a newborn at the same time.
And Awana Stella is the creative arts director of DTW Jewelry, and she'll be talking to us about how to clean and maintain those valuables that you have in your house.
Afrobeat DJ and media personality DJ Nana has been a DJ since 2009 and played at some of the biggest events for quite a while since then.
Shawty don't stop, girl, give it to me. Cause you know so you boss up me bird. When I miss her, one girl to a man.
I believe that's one of those bits that you know DJs do. You hear,
okay.
you can hear a Calvin Harris featuring, and then it looks like the artist is all the song.
So earlier we were talking about multiple sources of income, and Tokwa was talking about something a friend of hers was doing on WhatsApp.
Yeah, my friend's younger sister. Now, what got my interest was the fact that she was just telling us how she just picked interest in makeup. She didn't even go to any makeup school. She just learned online, and she grew with the more clients she had. She grew, and then she started this WhatsApp class. And what surprised me was the fact that she said the monies that people paid for her January class, she was going to use it to get a shop. Wow. Not just a shop now, a shop on the island. And I'm like, that so many people interested in makeup that just now she doesn't even charge so much. And then I'm like, wow, So what were you doing at 23? She's opening shop. You get it? I was really
It's actually
inspired.
interesting you should
I
say
do
that,
get that feeling.
because in the paper earlier we were talking about acceptance fees to universities.
Yeah.
And you know, so think about how expensive it is to actually go to these bigger schools to learn these skills.
Yes.
If people are willing to teach people one-on-one for a cheaper amount, people are definitely going to go that route than others. I remember having a nanny 2-3 years ago who learned makeup on WhatsApp. You know, and she learned how, she even learned through videos of tying.
So how does that work? They send you...
she does like you know how you're doing your makeup, when you want to do your makeup, and the makeup artist says, oh, I'd like to take a video before I start.
Yeah.
So she just has a model, and then she does a video. So she sets her camera, and she does the video is there, the camera is recording, and she's talking all through the process. And guess what? She just posts the video on the group.
That's it.
And all they do is just, so they're probably doing it at home, listening to what she's saying and trying, and she'll say, okay, maybe leave this eye, go to the next eye, try it out. And I'm just like,
wow, that's
just
amazing.
Advice.
Wow.
That's
You know,
really
online
amazing.
businesses have actually gone. They've actually gone a long way now. On WhatsApp, some people learn how to make soap, how to make something.
Different things.
I know there was a group I actually joined out of curiosity. I was told I was going to be taught how to cook some dishes.
Okay.
And I was asked to pay 3,000 naira.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I just did. And then I was really amazed. So the lady actually took model per model, about 3 models, and different things from continental dishes, local dishes. It was amazing.
People are doing that.
And pastry as well.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
see?
amazing.
So if that teacher doesn't even get a client in 2 months, she's earned the money like 10 times over.
Yeah.
All right then.
So
I know we have
it's-
to head straight to the news
It's
right
amazing,
now.
yeah. So people are doing stuff. You know, it's 2020. Whatever ideas you have, just put it to work, and you'll be surprised what happens. The news now with Sarah on standby.
Great stuff, great discussion there, you guys. But let's take the news update at this time. We'll begin with the meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson in London, where the Nigerian president reeled out gains in different areas of the nation. The two leaders met on the sidelines of the UK Africa Investment Summit, and President Buhari briefed the British Prime Minister on the strides in agriculture. It says they have leads almost to self-sufficiency in rice and other grains, saving Nigeria billions in foreign exchange. On the fight against insurgency, President Buhari says things are a lot better, with efforts being made to disabuse the minds of the people on the true philosophy of Boko Haram. Though he admitted that the main challenge has been in resettling displaced persons in the northeast, he noted that the situation is being tackled. It further highlighted the successes in the anti-corruption war, asking for the cooperation of the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom in investigating fugitives from Nigeria seeking accommodation in that country. Prime Minister Boris Johnson thanked President Buhari for being a regional leader who gives strong encouragement to the West, congratulating him on jobs being created through agriculture and urging him to do more. Well, 7 months after being declared winners of the elections and sworn in, 4 state governors can now sleep with both eyes closed that various appeals challenging their victories have been rested. The Supreme Court, being the highest court in Nigeria, affirmed the victory of Simon Lalong, Bala Mohammed, Abdullahi Ganduje, and Aminu Tambuwal of Plateau, Bauchi, Kano, and Sokoto states. The Supreme Court panel held in the appeal from Plateau State that Jeremiah Hussaini of the People's Democratic Party failed to prove that the election was not properly conducted. That of Bauchi State was dismissed for lacking in merit, with the court saying Abubakar Mohammed of the All Progressives Congress failed to prove his case. In the case of Kano State, the panel unanimously dismissed the appeal filed by Abba Yusuf of the PDP for lacking in merit, saying he failed to prove claims of any irregularity. But at Sokoto State, the panel said that Ahmed Ali of the APC failed to prove his allegation of non-compliance with the Electoral Act and overvoting. Governor of Benue State, however, may have to wait a little longer as the Supreme Court rose up to deliver judgment on the 4 appeals without announcing when the last from Benue will be delivered. Well, a motor accident has claimed the lives of 17 persons and injured 14 others in Katsina State. Spokesman of the Katsina State Police Command, Gambo Issa, says the accident occurred along the Mayadwa Shagale Road in Mashi local government area of the state. He added that the injured persons have been evacuated to a primary healthcare center and a meeting has been summoned. by all relevant stakeholders in the transport sector. The United States Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has proposed a condensed 2-day calendar for each side to give opening statements in President Donald Trump's impeachment trial. But Democrats are raising objections to the ground rules of the landmark proceedings. They say they will propose votes to try to amend the rules package. The Republican leader outlined the process in a 4-page resolution that will be voted on as one of the first orders of business when senators convene today. It also pushes off any votes on witnesses until later in the process rather than upfront, as Democrats demanded. Well, officials in China have confirmed the new coronavirus that causes pneumonia to be spread by person-to-person contact. The number of persons infected with the new virus has tripled, with the outbreaks spreading from Wuhan to other major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. At least 4 persons have died, and there are now more than 200 cases in China, with Japan, Thailand, and South Korea also reporting cases as well. The rise in cases of the respiratory illness comes as millions of Chinese prepare to travel for the Lunar New Year holidays. Well, health officials have identified the infection, which first appeared in December, as a strain of the coronavirus. Well, that's the news update at this time. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now we have journalist by day and mom blogger by night. Jane, a mom of triplets, is the founder of Fab Mom NG, a parenting and lifestyle resource platform for moms. Now she's going to be talking to us about how to cater to both a toddler and newborn at the same time. Welcome to the show once again.
Thank you very much, Titi.
Now, on blogs, international blogs, you see these articles on how to manage 2 under 2s.
Yeah.
And then you also have those articles that talk about the terrible 2s.
Oh, yes.
You know,
or
so
the terrible 3s.
Terrible 3s. And having 2 children, 2 young children, is a daunting task.
It is.
But let's see if we can give some step-by-step advice on what to do. So what should a mom with 2 babies, literally 2 babies, do?
Okay, so from the beginning, it shouldn't start don't wait till you have the baby.
Okay.
You know, so while you're still expectant, while you're still pregnant, you need to begin to prepare your toddler psychologically for a newborn. Because before now, your toddler was the baby of the house. And now there's someone else who's going to come in and overthrow her or him, as the case may be. So while during pregnancy, while you're going on your baby shopping, trips, take your toddler with you. Okay. You know, begin to talk. He or she, depending on the age, your toddler might not really understand what's happening, but you can't discountenance the fact that he or she actually knows that something is going on, something is going to happen. You know, so as you're shopping for those onesies, those overalls, say this is for your little baby brother, this is for your little baby sister. It might sound silly to someone else who's seeing you, but what you're trying to do is to prepare your child so that he or she does not just come to the hospital and meet a newborn and like, who is this one that is coming to overthrow me? You know, so the process starts from when you are pregnant.
Okay. So now the baby has arrived.
Yes.
You know, baby don't land. The whole house is having a party.
Oh, yes.
You know, what happens at that point in time?
Okay, so next thing is you have to ask for help. You need to accept help because, believe you me, it's a lot of work. Like you said, it's a daunting task. Obviously, the attention will shift a bit to baby. Yeah. So, but it's in your, it's a responsibility to try to balance it. This is where your partner also comes in, you know. So sometimes if you are really overwhelmed with maybe breastfeeding, taking care of baby, changing the diapers, bathing baby, your partner can actually, you know, take your toddler out. Okay. You know, maybe to the supermarket or just to hang out, just so that you can have a breather and you can have some time for yourself. And then what else do you need to do? You also need to praise your toddler.
Okay.
You know how you bring a newborn baby to the house and the toddler wants to carry and you're like, stop. Yeah. Don't fall, my child. Or you know, that harsh tone, that shouting can actually make the child withdrawn and be like, oh, really? You know, so instead, when your toddler attempts to carry your baby, an adult should be there. So you'd be like, oh, carry baby this way. Not like you're already agitated before he or she even attempts to carry the baby. So you have to be loving. Your tone has to be cool and loving, because the truth is there's a newborn baby in the house who has come to take, everyone is excited. Is doting over the baby.
So what you just said now is to prevent the toddler resenting the child.
And some form of rivalry.
I heard somewhere about you know, creating responsibilities for the toddler to do.
Yes.
How would you advise
Okay,
that?
so as you are, let's say you are bottle feeding. So as you are, you know, bottle feeding your baby, you can have the toddler, oh, pass me baby's nappy, pass me baby's what do you call this now? Bib. Pass me baby's bib. Pass me baby's toy.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and
burp
baby? Thank you for those terms. Like, I'm getting old. Do you want to come and bop baby? You know, he or she may not do it so perfectly, but you know how children love responsibilities. So that's a way to co-opt your toddler, you know, into the whole process. You also need to, depending on how overwhelming the new phase is, and if maybe you don't have help, not everyone has their mom-in-law, sister-in-laws, you know, or their own mom, their parents in the same town as, you know, they are. So if that's the case for you, you could just enroll your toddler in a crèche or a preschool, just so that that's 4, 5, 6 hours that your toddler is out of the home. You can have some time to really take care of your baby and also catch a quick nap or some short rest. Because the truth is, you also have to find time within that crazy schedule to also, you know, catch some rest, else you'll break down.
I was going to actually mention nap time, because toddlers need nap time. And obviously babies are napping most of the day. But then that probably means between the toddler's nap and the baby's nap, you are not sleeping.
At all.
So,
at all.
So what would you advise?
Okay, so before your baby actually arrives, I want to believe you've already begun, you know, sleep training or creating a routine, a sleep routine for your toddler. It makes so much sense, so that, you know, over time your child's body clock is already used to, let's say, sleeping at 12. So you see that even on days when maybe you even forget to, you know, prep your toddler for sleep at 12, your toddler's body is already winding down because it's used to that routine. So try and get your toddler on a routine, because it will come in handy. When you eventually have your baby, you can sort of try to synchronize the naps. It's hard, I know, but try to make sure that they sleep almost at the same time. It takes a lot of guessing and trial and error, but you eventually get a hang of it.
Jane, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule.
Thank you, Titi.
For coming to talk to us. Now, no matter what, it's not easy.
It's not.
Don't judge yourself before other people judge you. And if you have questions, please just send them to our pages and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, we have quite a bit still coming up on the show, and I know it's going to interest you what's coming up next.
Thank you so much, Titi. Well, I have with me Stella Aguana, the CEO of DTW Jewelry, a brand that celebrates the today woman to own her space by being more confident and stylish with no apologies. She will be showing us how to clean and maintain your jewelry this morning. How are you doing?
Very well.
You know, it's very important. Good morning, darling. It's very important because also I do have a jewelry business, and you see clients asking you, oh, how is it going to last? Are you sure it's not going to tarnish? So for all you ladies out there, you need to pay attention to how to personally take care of your jewelry. So let's delve right into it. I'm very interested in this toothbrush and bowl. What are we doing with this toothbrush and bowl this morning?
Okay, with the toothbrush and bowl, we're showing you how to clean your jewelry.
Okay.
And also, there are two major ways we're going to talk about today. You can use toothpaste. Funny but true. Toothpaste. Very little, not too much. Use toothpaste, take your jewelry, scrub it in, and quickly, immediately you scrub it in, wash it off, then dry it off immediately. And trust me, the difference you will see immediately.
I mean, I already have seen.
You will see immediately.
She did class work for me to test me on which one was clean. But you know the good thing, this is not even an advert or anything. You could clearly see that this is actually washed versus this. So if you might want to try the toothpaste model to clean your jewelry. But you also told me about the bar soap. So
yes, you could use bar soap too. Just take your toothbrush, same toothbrush, scrub on the bar soap, wash your jewelry. The reason why I said toothbrush, because it's easy for you to get the corners your wipe or hand can't get to. So scrub it easily, rinse, then damp dry. Leave to air dry. Do not close it, leave it to air dry. So that works for cleaning your jewelry.
But when you spoke about the toothpaste, now you kept mentioning quickly rinse it off. If you leave it for too long, does it have a negative effect on the jewelry?
Those things come with acid and they have things that may tarnish the jewelry longer. So it's better you just wash, clean off. Don't leave for long. Don't leave and say, okay, I want to soak it to see what it... You just get very, very rusty jewelry at the end of the day.
Okay, so you want to try the toothpaste or preferably the bar soap.
Yes.
The bar soap doesn't have any particular side effects. So now let's move on to the boxes that we have here. What are we doing with these boxes?
Okay, so these boxes just represent a way for you to maintain your jewelry. So here you have studs. You can also use this as a ring box too. You can use it to store your jewelry, your stud earrings, your rings. Here you have your bracelets. So you might think it's a lot, but come think of it, you have like 12 bracelets. You can also get this. And also you store your bracelets here. We have cases for anklets, bracelets. You have pouches you could use to store your bracelets, your jewelry, different things. So those are good ways rather to keep your jewelry from getting tarnished or getting dirty on time. You can also convert your boxes, that's your jewelry, your shoe boxes, perfume boxes. You can also use them. You go to an event, they give you a lovely box. Don't toss it away. Use it to store your jewelry.
And then you could put them in nylons like this and then actually store them in the box.
See? Simple and easy.
Those boxes you have that you used to buy your designer shoes, you can now have a use for them. So we could have, this is also a way of storing, right?
Yes. Using the nylon, they store them very well. So they don't rub off each other, get tarnished easily, and all. They now think of cleaning. So why go to cleaning when you can store properly?
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Stella. I am sure all our viewers and all our ladies and men out there have learned how to maintain, store, and clean their jewelry. There's so much more on Wake Up Nigeria. Do not go anywhere.
Welcome back. Well, it's not every day that you run into a female DJ. There are not so many of them, so we treasure them in Nigeria. Afrobeat DJ and media personality DJ Nana has been a DJ since 2009, going on 11 years now. And she's played at the biggest events, concerts, and parties.
Now, this exceptional young female disc jockey was born Nana Ayat, right? I got that right?
Ayat.
Nana Ayat?
Yes.
All right, got it. Adede Ayat.
Nana Ayat Abedo.
Oh, goodness me.
I just put Nana Abedo.
Oh, now she broke into the limelight when she won DJ competition. And
of course, in 2008, she was featured on CNN's African Voices. I saw that edition, actually. She was described as one of Nigeria's top female DJs.
Yes, sir.
She's won several awards, including the Eloy Award, Female DJ of the Year, 2014.
Wow! Someone has your Wikipedia page.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I could be your hype man. You know?
I don't think I've ever been introduced.
Really?
I was
this?
introduced and my head was busting. Like, who's that me? Oh my God.
You know when they see someone has paid their dues?
Yeah.
Entering a market that is obviously mostly dominated by men, that becomes the first question, you know. How did it feel to actually start making a mark?
It's a challenge, and anybody that likes challenges, it's exciting. It's one of those things that I'm glad I was able to do, because at some point it looked like it wasn't going to happen.
You were barely a teenager when you started.
Yes, I was. I was 18.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was 18, and I had a chance to study law. I think I was chasing getting into university at the same time, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I think I was one of those people that would want to do things that other people were not doing, things like making money at a younger age. And that was what led to me trying to figure out what I could do alongside education that could make me money, because I knew that money is power.
So, you know, being a DJ means you're out at night a lot, overnight in many cases. And it does feel like, you know, having that kind of job instead of having a 9 to 5, it might be a lot for family to chew on. You know, how were you able to manage that?
Thankfully, I came from a very dysfunctional home. Oh, wow. So there's not much expectation.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And I was your regular rebel. So I was one of those kids that everybody have just said, oh, no, this one, don't worry.
She'll be okay.
She'll be okay. Yeah, so she'll be fine.
Yeah.
So when you don't have so many expectations on you as a child, it helps you figure yourself out easily. Then when the pressure and everybody's just, even when you take a wrong turn, people are like, we don't expect that. But me, when I take that, like, is it not that one?
Are you serious? Okay.
So let's talk about the direction of your career. And when you first started out, at what point did you feel like you required training or mentoring and things like that? When you started, I mean, you were 18. And then over the years,
well,
the journey itself.
The first time I decided I was going to be a DJ, I was attending a street carnival, and I saw this huge stage, and it was only the DJ that was being celebrated, and it was a proper street, like 3 blocks of streets, and you have this elevation, and people would give the DJ money, give the DJ. I'm like, this has a godlike feeling, and I wanted to experience that. And then Chitchat was the foremost, biggest DJ, and I told myself, I want that guy to train me. I want the best train me, so that way I can better than the best. Okay. And it took me over 2 years, 3 years to finally meet with Chitchat. But before I met with him, I started out with other DJs that I had access to, that I could reach. And so I was practically a DJ before I met Chitchat. Okay. So after Chitchat, I of course wanted more. Okay, now I've met the best. Who was the next big thing?
Wow.
So that's why I said I like the challenge. I like the fact that there are lots of things that I've happened to do or I've already encountered in my tiny years, and that's what is helping me or challenging me to want to do more. So whatever falls under it's not normal is normal for me, because that's what I like to do.
Now, there's something that you become known for, and that's DJing in very stylish outfits. Now, DJ Nana that I met 3-4 years ago always had some very amazing, crazy outfits. Yeah. And while she's DJing, you're like, wow, who made that? You know, she has this crazy turban.
There. Yeah. That's her in action.
Yeah. So this is you do your thing, but I'm talking about all those really crazy styles, you know? How did that start?
Well, as you can see, I'm a very bubbly person. Yeah. I'm really full of life. And the thing you said about working at night or being a night person, yeah, but even if I'm in my house, I won't sleep anyway. So why not convert that into something
into a money-making venture?
Like, I'm in my house at night and I'm, what can I do? I'm cleaning the house.
Wow.
So why don't I? So yeah, all of my outfits also reflects with my personality. I can't keep calm. It's crazy. I feel like I will sleep like this.
You're energetic to a fault.
It's crazy. Like people say that I was made to believe there was something wrong with me. Initially, I had to start coming in terms with the fact that this is who I am, and I just have to channel it into the right things. And I'm a naturally energetic person, and that sort of helps with whatever comes with this territory. Like I even need to put out the energy anyway, so bring it on. So
yeah. Well, we're going to take a look at a music video.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure which one that is, but we saw you in action.
Oh my God, not this one!
Not this one.
Not this one!
We saw you in action in the other one as well.
Yes. This one was not even my song.
Oh.
It was,
Okay, so you appeared in this one.
Yes, it was. These guys have this song and they said, well, I feel like if we have a DJ, if we attach your name, people would accept it.
Wow.
This song and everything was planned in 3 days. That's why I hit it.
Oh.
Sometimes some of the things that you do in a hurry come out great. Sometimes,
this one didn't.
Sometimes.
This one, it wasn't that bad. Now, I was going to talk about musicians and music being handed over to DJs.
And while we're doing that, we're going to be moving to the kitchen.
Yeah,
while she's telling us.
So you know, there's that whole mindset that if the DJ doesn't have my song can't blow. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Let's join us.
Do you get a lot of that? You know, people wanting you to push their song for them?
Absolutely, all the time. All the time. People ask me all the time. And I also make money that they see comments sometimes that way.
Feel that.
I like
That's smart. That's smart. Please have a seat over here.
Welcome to the kitchen, DJ Nana. Today's chef is Chef AY Subs, and she's made breakfast for us. Nice. So she'll be telling us about this.
The whole process is just what it is essentially.
What it is.
So this is essentially what I meant by wrap when I kept saying wrap, wrap, wrap. So it's the egg that's wrapped up in the yam and plantain porridge.
Ooh.
Yam plantain
I like
porridge.
that. Wow was so like
wrapped inside.
This is turkey.
Look at turkey.
Yeah.
This is turkey. This is the
So this is when like you said something about shawarma, like anything that you can wrap is a shawarma. Like you can blend cauliflower and put flour into it, a bit of sugar, fry it and just roll it. This is our own yam shawarma, Niger version.
Wow. This looks interesting.
Please go ahead and
really
try
good.
it.
All right.
So you have eggs, turkey, and
This is the turkey. So this is the porridge on its own, but this is essentially the porridge wrapped in.
I just pity anybody that hangs around me later, man.
No, but it's just the egg. They don't eat the egg. They just taste the porridge.
Please have taste.
You can have a taste.
If you're not really if you're worried about eggs.
Chef AY, always on point.
Always on point. I hope it's not even that spicy.
What do you think?
What do you think?
So can I go with them?
It's your plate.
Don't leave the stage yet. Don't leave the set yet. Please, not yet.
We'll let you have it. We'll let you have it. And,
I'm not big on porridge, but if I'm telling you, I'll take the plate.
So we'll tell you what we'll have on the menu for tomorrow and Thursday, so that when you show up,
yeah, might work out.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, we've had quite a show today, and we appreciate all of you for joining us.
Yes, indeed. A big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, and to DJ Nana for joining us.
Yes, indeed.
Well done. And
thank you, Chef AY.
Thank you, Chef.
She's already hyping herself. She's already.
It's my crap.
We're going to be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Don't forget.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.